Hey Pino, I'm just going to try a real quick on the fly response to this video because it's something I've thought about a great deal in the past, and a similar subjects come up recently with my family. I think, just semantically, I view things a little bit differently than you do. Happiness, I have always been told and taught, not always, but since the subject come up, is that it is a transient state, that happiness does not last. And things like contentment and even a certain type of, a certain type of satisfaction perhaps beyond that can be permanent. I think it's more like somewhat what you're describing. But the places where I might disagree with you a little bit on, one would be the definition of contentment, which I think is the desirable state, a more lasting state, and I don't think it means at all that there's been a lack of motivation. The way I viewed contentment was to be without need, or at least to see yourself without need, similar to what you're describing as happy, where in your life, when you look at what you have, and you hypothetically say, well, if I could roll the dice, and to roll the dice I'd have to give up certain things that I value in my life today, I wouldn't even roll the dice to try and let fate roll out a different deal. I faced a similar situation in my life where I had to come to grips with my father died when I was 10 years old. I already believed in God and had at least the concept that, if there's a God who's responsible for everything, then he's responsible for my life, which includes my father passing away. And I became very unhappy and bitter and angry, and I would say I was unhappy and not content. And it wasn't until I came to a place similar to the one you described where I realized, wow, the things in my life that I've despised and that I would say I would never wish for, when I weighed them out with where I was at the time, wife, children, that kind of thing, and it dawned on me that I really couldn't say that I would be able to make a better decision for my life, and I certainly wouldn't want to just roll the dice and give up the things of beauty and value in my life simply to escape the great pains and losses of my life. When I got there, I think I found out what contentment was, and of course changed my attitude toward God altogether. You mentioned the pursuit of happiness, and I think, again, because you think that the people who pursue happiness think that happiness is therefore some kind of permanent state. I read that completely different. Similar to pursuing the perfect wave, a surfer. What I think as an American, when I read that I have the right, a God-given right to the pursuit of happiness, I think it's just that. I need to have the basic abilities to hopefully achieve happiness over and over and over and over again. However temporary it is, I have the right to do things in life which include choice, travel, opportunity, own estimation, projection, risk, all these things that I have a right to do that may give me the opportunity to experience temporarily happiness. To catch the perfect wave, you need the right to own a surfboard. You need the right to go out into the ocean. You have to have the right you do have the right then to sit and best guess the waves as they're coming up. You know what I mean? Is that going to be do I want to try that wave right there? I think that is going to be a great wave. And then you make the choice, you paddle, you catch it, and it's a mediocre wave. That's okay. That's okay, because you had the right to do everything it took to try that wave. And you still have the right to pursue the perfect wave by going out and doing it again. And the great thing about happiness and the perfect wave is it's not a one-time deal. So the next wave you see, you let it go by. The next one, you let it go by. The next one, you say, I'm going to try that one, looks great. And you turn the board and you paddle and you catch the wave, and sure enough, it's the greatest wave you've ever been on. And that's happiness, right? You're in the tube. I don't surf, by the way. I'm just imagining this. But you catch the tube, right? You're inside, the water's rolling over your head, you reach your arm out and you touch this wall of water that you're riding on. And then you shoot out the other side just as the wave collapses and you're unscathed. And that was incredible, as temporary as it is. So, it is the right to pursue happiness that Americans believe they have, and that most of us would in fact, die for. I wouldn't want to live the life where I didn't even have the opportunity to own the board, go out on the water, choose my wave, fail, try again, fail, try again, achieve it, let the euphoria go by, and then pursue that experience again, or a similar experience. So just thought I would share that. I think the contentment is actually the incredible place to be. And it's where you still have things you'd like to try. You still want to pursue that happiness. You'd like to taste it again. But you realize that you don't need anything else in life. And like you said, you really wouldn't give up the life you have for the chance at a different and even possibly conceivably better life. You are content when you evaluate where you are and what your life consists of at any given time. Contentment is a valuable thing. It's the Bible, I think, says godliness with contentment is great gain. So I just think, again, it's semantics. We could just kind of shift the definitions. But there you go. My thoughts on your video. It was a good video. So there you go.